Merchandise available, links below. Alright, and in the final video to update my pre-release content, we're taking a look at the 5 most improved Smash 4 veterans now that we've had the game in our hands for a few months. Now listen very, very carefully, because I said this last time as well, but it apparently needs to be a bit more clear. This is Smash 4 only, stop asking about Pichu. Smash 4 has the closest roster, metagame, and tier list distribution to Ultimate, and so comparisons between the two will be the most fair. Also note, this is still the most improved characters rather than the best. Going from here to here matters more than here to here. Finally, a video like this obviously means I'm making a statement about character tiers, and to do this I'm going to be using my own tier list for Smash 4 and Ultimate, which aren't results based. I believe tier lists should be judgments of how each character would consistently perform if played as perfectly as a human can manage. Results and performances help educate us on what a character can do, but a tier list shouldn't just knee-jerk echo results. If you don't see a character on here you think should be, I likely had a higher opinion of their Smash 4 version than results suggest. Make sense? Alright, then let's get into it! Roy largely uses the same game plan as Smash 4, minus most of his throw combos into killing up B, but a few move tweaks in Ultimate's overall gameplay direction are extremely beneficial to him. To start, his jab has been altered to greatly improve its combo potential, with jab into back air now being a bread and butter kill confirm. Jab was a great combo move in Smash 4 as well, but you weren't likely to get many kills with it. It was mainly just for racking up early damage. Double Edge Dance was similarly given an overhaul, now connecting reliably at kill percent as an oh god, that's kill percent? What the hell, Roy? His kill power continues with buffs to up air, neutral air, back air, up throw, and forward tilt, but honestly, Roy was already kind of a killing machine in Smash 4. It was landing those kill moves, or really moves in general, that he struggled with, and Ultimate's universal changes massively improved his viability. Roy was clearly built from the ground up to be a rushdown character, but his lack of safe buttons made this a real challenge. He was a character with no good approaches who needed to approach. Moving into Ultimate, this meant that Roy enjoyed one of the largest upgrades from the game's universally lower landing leg, turning his old Death Trap aerials into reliable, safe approach tools with a nice side bonus of neutral air 1 working better as a combo starter and up air gaining ladder combo potential. The ability to perform any action out of a dash was also amazing, since Roy's down tilt is a great grounded poke and his forward tilt is one of the very best in the game, particularly when used with pivot cancels, which, again, Roy is one of the biggest fans of. Roy always felt somewhat crippled in Smash 4, clearly designed around this concept of explosive power, but with no real way to unleash it. Ultimate finally allowed that power to surface, making minimal changes to Roy's fundamental design, but incredible improvements to its execution. Also, Danner setting you on fire is still cool as hell. Palutena in Smash 4 was a low tier with a lot of mediocre moves who relied heavily on back air, forward air, dash attack, and her grab to carry her through. In Ultimate, she's a top tier with a lot of mediocre moves who relies heavily on back air, forward air, dash attack, and her grab to carry her through. Hold on, what? That doesn't make any sense. What she— oh, right, neutral air is busted. Okay, I'm obviously exaggerating. Neutral air clearly wasn't her only change, but it's hard to overstate just how crazy it was. It had 8 frames of lag shaved off, which allows it to chain into itself or forward air for ages and creates a ton of drag down opportunities, all while still being a disjointed frame 5 long-lasting aerial that kills an edge guards at higher percents. The rest of her aerials benefited as well. Since Palutena is constantly in the air, she greatly appreciates Ultimate's trend of lower aerial end leg, and thus not even getting into the direct buffs they receive to their power and frame data. Up smash also lasts almost twice as long, so it actually matches the animation, and all of her smash attacks got speed increases. Back throw went from a passable kill option to really scary. Auto reticle was sped up to the point it somewhat functions as a projectile, and speaking of projectiles, Explosive Flame was folded into her moveset, and god, this thing is annoying to deal with. This meant merging her old Reflect Barrier into Down Special alongside her counter, which does make it a bit worse as an anti-projectile move, but honestly, it's still very functional, and her actual counter was directly buffed. Smash 4's Dumpster Fire finally got put out. Now, her ground game still isn't incredible. Her tilts did get small frame data buffs, but it's not like you're gonna see them constantly now. And her jab was absolutely murdered. Jabs across the board in Ultimate were totally reworked to make it harder for opponents to pop out, which was a great change for everyone who didn't use jab cancels. Except Palutena did really well, and those are just wiped off the map. Her shield attacks also lost a bit of invincibility, but overall, these are minor issues compared to how well Ultimate's engine and direct buffs treated her. She's now a major threat with a solid matchup spread against basically the entire roster, who also happens to totally invalidate a lot of lower characters. I know Smash fighters are toys or whatever, and their canon representations don't have any bearing on how they appear in Smash, but it still always felt weird seeing a literal goddess slumming it out with the low tiers, and I'm happy to see she's finally gotten to ascend. I think it's fair to say Smash 4 Wario was a letdown to a lot of people. He took a complete nosedive from Brawl, both in terms of power level and faithfulness to his home games. Thankfully, we've got Ultimate to cleanse those sins, giving Wario everything from small quality of life tweaks to completely new attacks, which all add up to create a total powerhouse. His signature belly flop neutral air looks similar visually, but the hitbox was radically improved, being made much larger and designed so that the two separate hits link into each other reliably. And speaking of linking into stuff, yeah. In a recurring theme on this list, Wario's aerials greatly benefit from the landing leg changes in Ultimate, making his combo game every bit as disgusting as, well, Wario. Wow! This trend towards making him a combo character also extends to tilts, with down tilt now leading into more attacks, including his new killing dash attack. Welcome back, Shoulder Bash. God, I missed you. His up tilt got it even better though. His frame data and knockback were changed to make it one of the single best anti-airs in the game that also happens to combo into his entire moveset. Yeah, I don't know who was sitting around saying, man, wouldn't it be great if Wario got a waft because you tried to jump, but goddamn if Sakurai didn't make it happen. No combo potential in forward tilt, but it was changed from this stupid generic punch to a big ol' slap that's basically safe if you space it well, which is considerably more useful and is also just way funnier. And this is Wario we're talking about. Funny matters. He did lose the forward throw kill, although Chomp replaced it in addition to gaining healing properties. And in the throw department, we've also got up throw being turned into a pretty solid combo starter that leads into up air, which is not a move you want to be getting hit by. Wario's got to be a bit more careful himself about getting hit in Ultimate though, since his bike has a cooldown between uses, which every now and then will screw over his recovery. Still, small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. The slew of both small and sweeping improvements this pudgy weirdo got made Wario considerably wackier and scarier. And if wacky and scary doesn't describe Wario to a T, I don't know what does. Neutral air's a good move. Yeah, sorry, if you're even vaguely a fan of the competitive Smash scene, you already know about this, but for the sake of more casual viewers, I still gotta give it a rundown. I'll be quick. You want combos into up tilt? Neutral air. Aether? Neutral air. Forward air? Neutral air. Up air? Neutral air. Out of the window for neutral air to kill confirm into up air? No worries, just reverse that shit and combo neutral air into back air. This move is notorious in Ultimate and easily Ike's biggest buff. Hell, one of the single biggest buffs we've seen in Smash. But it's not the only one he got, with overall much better landing leg across all his aerials, a faster up tilt, stronger forward tilt, and a much more generous spike window on down air. And we can't talk about his aerials without bringing up his brand new monster of an up air. Yeah, have fun landing anywhere near him. His fantastic down and forward tilts also heavily benefit from the ability to attack out of a run, and Aether's increased speed and boatload of extra armor frames means it's actually somewhat of a viable anti-air, particularly since it can be used out of shield, which is traditionally one of Ike's major weak points. Speaking of which, we can't neglect the nerfs Ike got. He took some pretty hard hits in exchange for his new combo game. His overall knockback was decreased on a lot of moves, most notably on forward air, which long-term viewers already know how much I just hate. A lot of his grab game was also stripped away. Ike was a semi-grappler in Smash 4 because of up throw, but that move was changed to be pretty mediocre. But thankfully down throw stayed the same, so Ike still gets nasty throw combos up to mid-percents. Finally, something a lot of people might miss is the change to his back jump. Ike doesn't backflip anymore, which really shifted his model around and gave you a lot of control over your landing position, and it's surprising just how much clunkier he feels without it. Huh. You know, compared to the rest of the list, Ike's nerfs are actually pretty harsh. Were those buffs really amazing enough to overcome? Yeah, okay, never mind, Ike's kind of nuts. Either Shulk or Pac-Man may full well deserve a spot on this list, but I simply can't put them here in good faith because I don't know enough about them. They're extremely complex, high skill cap characters, and it'll be a long time before we start seeing anywhere near the peak of what they can do. And then the characters I had on my pre-release version of this list, Zelda and the Pits. They did all improve, but to put it simply, other characters just improved more. Overall, my original list actually held up better than I expected considering how little info there was to work with at the time. For context, a lot of people were legitimately angry at me for not including Jigglypuff. That's the era we were in. Now, if you were around for my original video, you might have noticed there's still one character missing. Ganondorf is awesome. Ultimate overall moved heavyweights away from their gimmicks and focused more on their God-given right to hit stuff really f***ing hard, and my God, does the King of Evil hit you really fucking hard. Neutral air is every bit as insane as we expected, doing an unholy amount of damage with virtually no lag and a colossal long-lasting hitbox that makes it one of the single best spacing tools in the game. His smash attacks also turned out to be incredible, with forward smash in particular being one of the most feared moves in Smash history. Normally you don't see attacks this slow thrown out much in competitive play, but the reward and hitbox are just so good that it breaks the mold of safety above all that most characters stick to. Up tilt lost a whopping 21 frames of startup, so it's... yeah, okay, it's still kind of a stunt move, but definitely more useful than the total joke it was before. And the sweet spot of Wizard's Foot being moved from the inside of his leg to his actual foot makes it a disgusting burst movement option, helped out by the loss of a full 16 frames of ending lag. He's one of the greatest beneficiaries from the universal jump squat change, both for throwing out his amazing aerials, but also in terms of comboing off down throw, made even more reliable by the fact that it's no longer weight dependent. And while we're talking about reliability, his jab lost its sour spots completely, had his damage boosted, and ends faster, making him much safer and giving him the best close quarters combat tool he's had since Melee. Finally, Dark Dive went from laughably weak to a really amazing aerial command grab that can threaten everything from ledges to platforms to drop zones. Now, Ganondorf is still Ganondorf despite a new coat of paint. He's still extremely slow and his recovery remains unjustifiably bad, although directional air dodges help a ton here since there are a lot of scenarios where he can at least try to make it back where his Smash 4 incarnation would simply be dead. Up air also lost some of its reverse hit utility. Up smash serves a totally different purpose, although there's been a lot of debate around whether it's a buff or a nerf. I personally say buff, and obviously losing Ganon side is just... yeah, not much else to hate though. Now, to be clear, Ganondorf is absolutely the worst character on this list, significantly so. But he ended Smash 4 at the lowest of the low, one of the single worst characters in the game with a reasonable case to be made for the literal worst, and seeing Nintendo's most badass villain finally allowed to unleash some real carnage is just... so good. This is by far my favorite incarnation of Ganondorf in Smash, and while I can't imagine this ever happening in a mainline Legend of Zelda game, Ganondorf has finally found redemption. Thanks for watching, everyone, and hey, if you liked it, why not leave a like? Ultimate's a big game, so let me know anyone you think deserved a shot at this list. Not Pichu. Not Pichu. But before you post your non-Pichu related comments, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Smash videos, and follow me on Twitter at Mr. MockRock if you want to see what I'm up to. Later, people! I'm saying at least one terrible thing about your beloved main. No, that doesn't mean I actually hate the character you play or you. In general, I absolutely love Ultimate and his roster, and you personally are probably pretty cool. I don't know, statistically. I'm gonna try and pinpoint the best change for each character in terms of what most improved their strength competitively. If you're a main of this character, what should you be happiest about?